Good morning. It is September the 18th and I am at Castle Rock State Park, which is in southern Idaho. It's by City of Rocks National Preserve. So this park is a day use area kind of park with hikes and rock climbing. They do have a campground, but it's more by City of Rocks. So it is quite confusing. So I did the BLM thing and it was okay. One other person parked quite far away from me. And it was a fairly peaceful night. Anyway, so I had to pay $7 to get into this park, and I'm doing the Castle Rock Outer Loop Trail right now. And it's just over 4 miles, I guess, but there's all kinds of connecting routes, trails as well, so I don't know exactly how far I'll walk, but anyways, it's supposed to be really epic, and I'm very glad to be here. It's an equestrian area as well. I saw horses head out. Anyways, kind of fun already, hey? There's 3 bars of cell service here, so I am very happy. If I get lost, I can download the All Trails or get on All Trails. So I should be okay today. I hope it's not just a road walk the whole way. I really enjoyed my time yesterday at City of Rocks. This looks a little bit more open than that was. Well, on with the hike through the Bible. It's a beautiful, peaceful day today, so I can talk. In Saul's second year of reign as king, the Philistines started giving him and the Israelites grief. So much so that the men hid in caves, thickets, rocks, holes, and pits. Samuel asked Saul to wait for him where he was at, and he did so for 7 days. But then he got impatient because the people were scattered. So Saul offered a burnt and a peace offering, and as soon as he did that, Samuel came along. Samuel said, "What have you done?" And Saul said, "You didn't come within the time frame that you said you would, and so I wanted to make supplication to the Lord before going to battle." Samuel said to Saul, "You have done foolishly. You have not kept the commandments of the Lord your God. For now, God would have established your kingdom over Israel forever, but now your kingdom will not continue." Okay, now we're getting close to some rocks. You see, Samuel permitted feelings rather than confidence in God based on past providences to be in control. If he refused to have confidence in God's promises and the word of his prophet and manifested an attitude of unbelief and vacillation in a moment of crisis, how could God be with him? Saul sought to justify himself by charging that the fault lay with Samuel by being late. As it was with Saul, so it has been with man all down through the ages. When troubles press in, fear of impending danger crowds out sensible reasoning and induces a nervous impatience to have the problem settled at once. Former confidence in God's protecting and directing watch care give way to cynical unbelief and finally to rebellion. So the Philistines were camped on one side of the valley and the Israelites on the other. Not only were the Philistines more numerous, but they had better weapons. You see, there was no blacksmith to be found in Israel, so they didn't have sword or spear. As a matter of fact, they took their plows, their axes, and their sickles to the Philistines to get them sharpened. The Israelites depended on the Philistines for the expensive maintenance of their agricultural tools. So the Israelites have to fight with bows and arrows and slingshots because the Philistines monopolize iron. This trail has been a steady climb the whole time. Well, one day Jonathan, who is Saul's son, said to his armor bearer, "Let's go over to the Philistine garrison on the other side." But he didn't tell his father. Jonathan had confidence God would be with him, and his armor bearer said, "Do all that is within your heart. I am here with you." So they showed themselves to the Philistines, and the Philistines said, "Oh, look, here come the Hebrews out of their holes from where they have hidden. come up to us and we will show you something." When they said that, Jonathan knew the Lord would deliver them into the hands of Israel. So Jonathan and his armor bearer went up, and they were able to kill approximately 20 men on half an acre of land. So the Philistines started to tremble, and the watchmen on Saul's side noticed this. The people were melting away. So Saul did a roll call and found out that Jonathan and his armor bearer weren't there. So he called for the Ark of the Covenant, and while he was talking with the priests, the noise from the Philistine camp was increasing. So Saul cut it short with the priest, and they all went to battle. And there was a great confusion, and even the Israelites who were hiding in the caves came out and fought. The men of Israel were distressed that day because Saul had placed an oath on the people, saying, "Cursed is the man who eats anything until evening, before I have taken vengeance on my enemies." So nobody ate, and they became exhausted from hunger because they had fought the battle the whole day. Well, Jonathan didn't know about his father's command, and he ate some honey and was revitalized. Then someone told him of his father's curse, but he thought it was ridiculous. Lots of birdies in this part. Finally, the people were able to eat of the spoil, and they were so famished that they ate the meat with the blood in it, and this was a huge no-no. That is a huge juniper tree, or bush, or whatever you call it. Well, anyway, Saul consults the priest, and the priest asks God if they should continue on in battle. But God doesn't respond. So Saul clues in that there was sin in the camp. So he had the men on one side and he and Jonathan on the other side. And then they cast lots, and it ended up on Jonathan. So Saul said to him, "Tell me what you have done." Jonathan said, "I only tasted a little honey that was on the end of the rod in my hand. So now I must die." Well, I made it to the high point, 6720 feet. Yay. Now it should be downhill, which I'm happy. Going counterclockwise, it took me 2 hours to get to the high point. But that's because I took lots of breaks in the shade. It is really quite warm out. Good thing I saw this sign. Going into the woods now. Then Saul said to Jonathan, "You shall surely die." But the people said to Saul, "Shall Jonathan die after accomplishing this great deliverance? Certainly not. As the Lord lives, not one hair of his head shall fall to the ground, because he has worked with God this day." So the people rescued Jonathan, and he did not die. I haven't been filming them, but there's been lots of gates today. No way. There's actually some water. Thankfully, I brought a lot with me this time.
my shoulders, taking all my strength away. I cried out to the Master, help me through just one more day. Then I felt his gentle touch. Then I heard him say, I will uphold you with the right hand of my righteousness. Be not dismayed, fear the not. I will strengthen you, I will help you. I'm the one that you can turn to. My righteousness is all you have, that is enough.
I kept looking at those pictures of mistakes that I had made, searching for a way to make sure all my debts were paid. He reached down, took those pictures, he folded up my past. He looked at me, he smiled, he said, you're free at last.
I will uphold you with the right hand of my righteousness. Be not dismayed, fear the not. I will strengthen you, I will help you. I'm the one that you can turn to. My righteousness is all you have, that is enough. I will uphold you with the right hand of my righteousness. Be not dismayed, fear the not. I will strengthen you, I will help you. I'm the one that you can turn to. My righteousness is all you have, that is enough.
His righteousness is all we have, that is enough.
Can you imagine a father condemning his son to death because he ate some honey when he didn't know the rules his father had set? This just exposed to the people how Saul was slipping further and further away from God, and he was condemning himself. The moral of this story? Be patient and wait for God to tell you what to do. And by all means, don't make rash, crazy demands of your followers. There's my car. So the healing hiker rating for this Castle Rock Loop Trail is a 2 out of 5. I downloaded all the trails. I got lost 3 times, but man, it's fancy now. It tells you when you've gone off trail, so that was helpful. I didn't see a single person on it, but the things that I didn't like about it is that it was mainly a road walk for a good portion of it, and also walking on sand. About the last third of the trail was pretty with the big rocks, otherwise it was pretty mundane. So I can't really recommend this trail after doing City of the Rocks. Now that's off the charts. But yeah, I'm glad I did it, but I don't necessarily recommend it. I didn't see a single person, so that was nice. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in another one. The ranger said it would be 7 miles, and my phone says 6.8, so yeah, very close. Quite a long trek.